Welcome to Knowledge Hive, the show where we explore the evolving world of work, one trend at a time. I'm your host, Leisa Sims. I'm the CEO of Knowledge Hive. Today's topic is one of the most powerful yet underused strategies for small to medium business, which is fractional executives. We're talking about part-time CFOs, chief marketing officers, chief technology officers, CEOs, chief executive officers, why they might be exactly what your business needs to scale without the full-time costs. If you're a business leader and you're wondering how to stay competitive without the overhead of full-time hires or a freelancer looking to work with major enterprise clients, this episode is definitely for you. Before we get started, I want to share my, well, that's cool story thanks to Knowledge Hive. If this is your first time you've joined me, let me do a 30-second pitch on what is Knowledge Hive after all. Knowledge Hive is an on-demand freelance marketplace for fractional executives and professionals that really want to share what they know with companies and individuals that need their help. And if you're looking for help, you are a seeker. And if you are wanting to provide your knowledge or offer your help, you are a hiver. So this is cool. This week, I saw an individual that wanted a little bit of help with a job interview. I love Knowledge Hive because it's almost every single solitary day I see a new cool use case. She was interviewing for a job. She put into Knowledge Hive what skills that she was interviewing for and needed help with. It matched her up with one of our chief financial officers, and she spent an hour with him, and evidently he helped her because she provided him with a 5-star rating. He was evidently an amazing mentor for her. And again, I love these stories because if I could spend just a minute or two of my time and help someone get a job by providing my expertise, then I would love to be able to do that. And the CFO did that for this individual. And I hope she got the job. Okay, let's jump into this week's topic. What exactly is a fractional executive? Simply put, it's a highly experienced leader, like a chief financial officer, chief technology officer, marketing officer, who works with your company on a part-time retainer or a project basis. And like consultants, they're embedded in your leadership team. But on the flip side, unlike full-timers, you don't pay 40 hours a week for these folks or a 6-figure salary and their benefits. According to Harvard Business Review, fractional leaders give a C-level impact without the long-term commitment. So why do small and medium businesses love fractional leadership? Here's the big why. Small and medium businesses, they can't afford a full-time CMO. They can't afford a full-time CTO, but they still face the complexities of growth, technology, and financial challenges. Fractional executives help bridge that gap. So, here's some examples. Breaking it down by role. Fractional CFOs, they help with forecasting, fundraising, investor relationships, cash flow discipline. For example, a B2B SaaS company might use a fractional executive to prepare for Series A. Being able to prepare for that using a fractional executive versus a $150,000 a year salary, still accomplish what they need to accomplish, but saving that huge investment. A fractional CTO or chief technology officer could lead a digital transformation, help with cybersecurity, help with infrastructure scaling. For instance, if a company had old or legacy infrastructure and needed a way to be able to move into the future, but just didn't have the expertise in-house and couldn't afford a full-time consultant, fractional CTO would make sense while they were making this transition. And then a fractional chief marketing officer, they help you develop your brand voice, figuring out what type of lead generation makes sense for your business. All right, so now how to structure fractional executive engagements. How do you do this? Let's say you're convinced. How do you hire a fractional executive? Well, you got a knowledgehive.co. But what does it look like on paper? How do you structure this? Hourly retainer in most cases. You're going to want to try and hire these folks for somewhere between 10 and 20 hours a month for ongoing support. Again, remember, this is not hopefully just a one and done. These people become part of your team. They actually become ingrained into your organization and can offer longer term support as you need it. Obviously, if you just need some initial consulting, that's fine. But a lot of companies are bringing these folks on for longer term engagements and just to become that integral part of their team, but just not full time, 40 hours a week. Project based, if you've got a particular project, CTOs are a really good example of that, where I just need to do an infrastructure refresh. I need to bring you on, but I only need to bring you on for 3 to 6 months. So project based makes a lot of sense, 3 to 6 months, specifically for specific product deliverables, a product launch, et cetera, setting up a new CRM system, those kind of things. That's another way that you could structure it. Define your outcomes as far as what you're contracting your freelancer. Be very specific on what you need. So, deliver a go-to-market place plan or implement NetSuite in 90 days or whatever that is, right? Set a cadence. Make sure you're getting weekly check-ins, monthly board reports, those kind of fun things. And then ensure integration. Bring them into the team, give them team access, make sure they're not just siloed tasks, because they're not going to be able to be as much help for your organization especially if you've got a fractional that you bring on for a longer term, if you keep them off into the corner. They need to be part of the team. And again, use Knowledge Hive to find your folks. We've got some amazing people out there that it makes it super easy for you to find them in the first place. So let me give you a few success stories and brand examples, just doing a little bit of research and some names that you recognize. Some of the big brands using fractional leadership, yes, even the great big dogs. Salesforce often works with fractional creatives and product consultants when testing new segments. That's one example. AWS or Amazon Web Services has used independent cybersecurity experts, finance leads to help support small to medium business clients. Oracle and HubSpot partner with fractional executives to support integration with digital transformation in their mid-market clients. But it's not just them. Fractional executives are fueling growth for everyday companies that need expert help without blowing the budget. So you might be wondering, is this a good fit for me? If you've kind of hit a growth ceiling and you need to figure out how to push over and maybe take some different tactics, and you want to get some expertise from outside to take a look at your business and provide you some guidance. Or if you just lack strategy in finance or technology or marketing and feel like you need to either brush off what you have or again, bring some expertise in to look at what you have and give you some guidance. Or maybe you're preparing for a new round of funding or a product launch or a technology overhaul. Those are all pretty good, pretty easy, good fits. And if you're still testing a product and trying to figure out a market fit, or you have all the time and the bandwidth in the world and you just really don't need to have, that extra expense, maybe give it a minute and then bring those folks in for maybe an hour or two, just more as a mentor than as a fractional executive as part of your team. To wrap it up, the secret's out. Fractional executives aren't just a trend, they're the future of work. If you're a small, medium business leader, an enterprise leader, and you're trying to grow smart and you're trying to grow fast, a fractional expert might just be your smartest hire yet. If you want help finding or working with a fractional leader, check out knowledgehive.co. We match expert minds with growing businesses on your terms. And subscribe to Knowledge Hivin. Drop a review. We'll see you next week with more strategies for future ready leadership.